For sure. All right. Okay, guys, my name is Lacey Larson. All the diamonds went at 2 stars. And Nicole, let me just tell you that that girl is at the top of the leaders. Like, I had to give my list of 20 coaches to Jeff Hill. He wanted to know, he's like, who's going to be premier? Who's going to be elite? I have the potential to work with 3,396 coaches, but they're just like coaches and challengers where you work with the willing. So I work with about 150 that are actually like maybe 200 that are actually willing to like work and they do things. Nicole, you are like of that list of 20. Jeff Hill, he knows who you are. You're kind of a big deal. And I'm like, you had every excuse. You were pretty much a single mom because your husband goes to medical school. You had a toddler. You worked full time. You had another baby. Like, oh my gosh, like I tell your story all the time. I'm like, she had 5,000,001 excuses. She didn't use any of them. So anyways, you guys, with that being said, let me just tell you that the funnest calls in the world to make are the premier and elite calls. Oh my goodness, I was sicker than a dog that day, and I was supposed to go to Houston for the entire weekend where I had literally every second planned. I was refusing to miss work. I was like, no, I'm going to be at work that day because I'm making those calls. So this year, I'm calling both you and Brandy, all right, and Nicole Maston. Hey, Nicole, how are you?
I'm sorry, Mike.
No worries at all. No worries at all.
Like, my husband's trying to talk to me. I'm like, shh, I'm getting on here.
And you guys, my sister's name is Nicole, and so like it's just
Aww, that's so funny.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen, you guys. What I'm going to do, I'm going to mute you all. I'm going to share my screen, and if you have any questions at all, moving through the during the presentation, then put them in the chat. All right, because I'll answer all questions at the end. And no question is a dumb question. Seriously, no. The only question that's a dumb question is the one you don't ask. So you guys ask away. I want you to know elite and premier like the back and front of your hand. All right. Okay. So this is the premier goal guide. Okay. You guys, premier is a stepping stone to elite. In our 2017 execution strategy meeting we just had, we're like, you know what? We are focusing way too much on elite, 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 elite. Premier is just as big a deal. And so we're like, okay, let's break it down because this is a stepping stone and it helps you so much with hitting elite. All right. Just as big as a deal. So what we did with this, the reason why I created this goal guide for both elite and premier is we at corporate, we're like, okay, what are all the top coaches in the network doing? All the ones who are growing their teams, growing their volume, they're growing their income, they're advancing in ranks. What are they all doing? And we found out they were focusing on these 4 things. All right, you guys. So we created this goal guide and we're like, if you want to be successful, focus on these things. That's how we created the goal guide, is we did a study from all the coaches in the network who were doing well, who were growing their teams, their volume, their income, advancing in ranks. This is how we created it. So in order to be a 2017 Premier Coach, you have to have these 3 requirements. Number 1, you must be a paid 2-star diamond or higher for at least 1 bonus week in December 2017. All right. And the bonus weeks, this little asterisks comes down to right here. The bonus weeks are the weeks ending these dates, 12/6, 12/13, 12/20, and 12/27. Let me tell you a super sad story. I had a coach. She went 2-star on December 1st. She had like 150 elite points. She was so excited to be premier. And you guys, she lost it the next week and she couldn't get the 2-star back. She couldn't. She hit it December 1st, but that wasn't a bonus week. So make sure you have these big, huge X's, red X's, pink X's, whatever. So it draws attention that these are the bonus weeks. You have to hit at least one of them. You guys, they changed it. It used to be you had to hit on 1 bonus week. There was only 1. And it was the very last Thursday, only 1. So you could be 2-star, 10-star, 15-star for 51 weeks on that 52nd week if you weren't. And I'm like, it's because, we were getting twitches in our eyes and we were getting wrinkles and gray hair because we were so freaking stressed out. So now they've given us 4 weeks. And you guys, let me just tell you that I can't even imagine how stressed out you get because I get so stressed out for you. Seriously. That's why we have Derm Exclusive, because we need to take care of these wrinkles that all this stress gives us. So you guys, 2-star diamond or higher for at least 1 bonus week. These are the bonus weeks. Circle them, X them, whatever. Number 2. You have to have a minimum of 2 personally sponsored coaches reach diamond or higher for the first time in 2017 and have at least 2 of them hold the rank of diamond or higher for at least 1 bonus week. All right. Again, these bonus weeks are right here. Let me tell you another super sad story. I had a coach. She was 2-star. She had like 150, 60 elite points. She was so excited to be premier this year. She only advanced 1 new diamond. You guys, you have to advance 2 new diamonds. We had some 5-stars that weren't elite, that weren't premier because they didn't advance 2 new diamonds. Every single year, you have to advance 2 new diamonds. Doesn't matter if you're 5-star, 10-star, 15-star. If you don't advance 2 new diamonds, then you don't get it. You don't have that requirement. So this coach, I was so sad. And you guys, she'd been a coach for 3 years. And I was like, you didn't know? You didn't know that? Are you kidding me? So you guys, the repetition is the mother of all teaching tools. So just, you could not say this enough to your teens, to yourself, like read these so you know this like the back and the front of your hand. All right. Number 3, you have to earn a total of 135 elite points from any combination of points from the 4 elite categories. The only difference between premier and elite is premier, you have to be at least 2-star or higher, and you have to earn a total of 135 points from any combination. With elite, you have to be at least 5-star or higher, and there are minimums and maximums from the categories. All right. With premier, we're just like, have a total of 135 elite points, and you're good. We don't care where they come from. All right. This is how you earn those elite points. Category number 1. It's your personally sponsored coaches from last year and this year hitting Success Club. All right. Just your personally sponsored coaches from last year, 2016 and 2017 hitting Success Club. All right. When you hit it too, you get to double those points. So say, for example, you have 1 coach hit Success Club and you hit it too. 1 times 2 is 2. So you get to double those points. All right. You guys, hitting Success Club, if you are trying to grow your business, that should be a non-negotiable for you. Non-negotiable for you. Now, say, for example, in January, you have 0 coaches who hit Success Club, but you still hit it. You still hit it. 0 times 2 is still 0. Dang it. So the only way you get elite points from this category is your coaches hitting Success Club. All right. We like you to have an SC base of at least 3. All right. An SC base of at least 2 or 3, preferably 3. An SC base means how many coaches you have on average hitting Success Club per month. Let me tell you about my coach, Jamie. So my coach, Jamie, last year, she became diamond in March, and she had all of these elite points. So I called her and I was like, Jamie, I was like, all of a sudden you jumped on my report because she became diamond and she was clear at the top. And I said, when did you become a coach? She goes, just 2 months ago. And I was like, that's amazing. I was like, that's awesome. I go, all right, you have the potential to become elite. So I said, how many coaches right now do you have hitting Success Club? And she goes, not really any. I don't really have any working coaches. I built my diamond pretty much off of discount coaches. I was like, no worries. That's how most of us do it. So I said, this month, I want you to concentrate, focus on helping 1 coach hit Success Club. The next month we talked, she's like, Lace, I totally helped a coach hit Success Club. I was like, awesome. That's great. I'm like, this month, focus on helping 2. The next month we talked, Lace, I totally helped 2 coaches. Awesome. The next month, help 3. You guys, she went from having an SC base of 0 in March to an SC base of 4. All right. By the end of the year, she is having an average of 4 coaches hit Success Club every single month. All right. And that took into account the 3 months she didn't have any. So you guys, she was having 4, 5, 6 sometimes. Her SC base was 4. She goes, Lace, guess what? I was on a team call with Christina Delgado, who is one of the top coaches in the network. We saw her present at Summit. And she was saying how she has an SC base of 10. And Jamie goes, I thought for sure she was leaving off a 0 or 2 zeros or 3 zeros. There is no way Christina Delgado, a top coach in the network, has an SC base of just 10. Guess what? Christina Delgado's SC base is 10. On average, she is helping 10 coaches per month hit Success Club. My little diamond, Jamie, who went from diamond to 4-star in 1 year, went from having an SC base of 0 to 4. You guys, she's 6 people away from having an SC base as the top coach in the network. And all she did was increase that number by 1 every single month. The next month, she tried to do 2. The next month, she tried to do 3. She just tried to do 1 more person than she did the previous month. And it grew. It's that whole saying, like, how do you eat an elephant? one bite at a time. You can't eat the whole thing. How do you get an SC base of 4, of 10, of 12? One coach at a time. The Melanie Mitchells, the Amy Silvermans, the Bonnie Ingalls, you guys, they don't have an outrageous like SC base 100, 1000. They have an SC base of like 10, 12, 15. You guys, you can totally do it. Just do it one coach at a time. One coach at a time. Category number 2. This is your personally sponsored coach's personal volume. All right. It's just your personally sponsored coaches from just this year, from 2017. Their PSPV, their personally sponsored personal volume, for every 500 in PSPV, you get 1 elite point. And you guys, you get that PV from your coaches, from your discount coaches, from everything. All right. But just this year, for every 500, you get 1 elite point. Say, for example, in January, you bring in one coach and it totals 300 PSPV. Divide that by 500, you still get 0. All right. Say, for example, in February, you bring in one more coach. So between the coach you brought in January and the coach you brought in February, now it totals 600 PSPV. Divide that by 500 and you get 1 elite point. What happens to that extra 100? It's a rolling total. You never ever lose any PSPV. It's just a rolling total, all right? And for every 500 you get, it drops off and you get 1 elite point. I always say January, February, March, April, May, these beginning months, they're so critical to helping you be premier or elite. Because you guys, a coach you bring in January will help you all year long. When they're on Shakeology HD, on that home direct, every single month their Shakeology ships, you get 90 more PV, plus whatever else they get. So a coach you bring in January will help you January, February, March, April, May, all year long. Where the coach you bring in November, it'll help you November and December. So you guys, these beginning months are so critical. They're so huge. And guess what? The success that comes from these beginning months is the work you put in October, November, December. This is a delayed reaction business. There's so many times where I think that we're like, okay, October's crazy. We've got Halloween. We've got all the kids' parties. And November's nuts. We're trying to get ready for Christmas. We're getting ready for Thanksgiving. Like, oh my gosh. December is just insane. And I think that like everything goes out the window. And all of a sudden January comes and you're like, what the crap? This is the worst month I've ever had. And where are all those New Year's resolution people? They should be wanting this stuff. Those New Year's resolution people are the people you're talking to in October, November, December. You guys, I compare it to this. You would never save all 7 workouts to do in one day. Seriously, shoot me in the head, slit my wrists. Can you imagine doing 7 insanities in one day? No. You're right. It's too overwhelming. It's too daunting. But if you do 1 every single day, that's manageable. So I always tell coaches, you guys, make sure you're doing the Fantastic 4 daily. The Fantastic 4 daily are, number 1, every single day, be adding people to your network. Number 2, every single day, be connecting with people. Number 3, every single day, be inviting people to something, whether it's to a free group, a challenge group, a sneak peek, whatever. These free groups don't have to be all about fitness. They can be about like makeup and lipsticks and horseback riding and just anything you're doing to add value. And then you guys, number 4 is make sure you're following up every single day. It's so critical and so important to be doing these every single day. Amy Silverman said it best when she says, you guys, I'm not at a SC 100 because of the work I put in today or yesterday or last week or last month or last year. She goes, it's the work I put in every single day over the last 5 years. Melanie Mitchell, the number 1 coach in the network, she is the most consistent person on the planet. She is so consistent. Oh my gosh, you know exactly what she's going to do, what time, when, where. Like, she is so consistent. I loved her topic at Summit when her topic was being extraordinary. And she came out and said, you guys, this topic was a very hard topic for me. She goes, I'm not extraordinary. I'm just an ordinary girl who was willing to outwork the competition. The things we're asking you to do to be successful, they're not hard. They're actually pretty simple. They're simple, but they're not easy. They're very simple, but they're not easy. It's simple to push play. It's not easy to push play and to do your workout. Simple to drink your shake, to follow your meal plan. It's not easy. Simple to invite, but it's not easy. Showing up every single day, simple, but it's not easy, you guys. When you don't want to, that's like the hardest thing in the world, but it's simple to do. Show up every single day, you guys. Consistency is key. All right. I always tell coaches too, I'm like, you guys, if you want to be right on track, if it were a perfect world and every coach you brought in stayed, then all you'd have to do is like bring in one, maybe two, they'd be good. We all know that coaches come in and coaches go out. All right. That's what sucks. So I always say focus on bringing in at least 3 to 5 coaches per month. And then usually like 1 or 2 will stick. All right. I always say your actions have to be in line with your goals. When coaches say, I want to be 5-star elite, I want to be 10-star, I would say, okay, are you committed to this goal or are you just interested? Because your actions have to be aligned with your goals. If you want to be 5-star elite, the actions you're taking every single day, they've got to be in line with that. You can't just be like, oh, I sent out an invite. I did this. You know, like your actions have got to be in line with your goal. All right. This next category is I'm so happy they added this. So happy. Because I think last year we saw how a lot of coaches got away from the whole like bread and butter of the business. They got away from helping people get results. They got away from challenge groups, from challengers. So we're like, okay, that's what made us who we are. This is how we had so much success. Is the accountability and the support groups and the challenge groups. You guys, when you get someone to get results and to have that transformation, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, when they have that transformation, they want to stand at the rooftop and shout for all to hear. The Beachbody changed their life. They do. When they have a transformation, they become so passionate about the products, the programs, the accountability, and the support groups. They want to share with the world. You guys, if they don't have that transformation and they don't get those results, when it gets a little hard where they realize how they have to work, because it's hard work. You have to work. They're going to be like, oh, peace out. This isn't for me. This isn't for me. And we create Beachbody for monthers or for 2-monthers, maybe 3-monthers. We want Beachbody for lifers. We want them for life. I've had that transformation. I'm a Beachbody for lifer. I have friends that say, like, so you drink that like that expensive Shakeology stuff? I'm like, yeah, it's liquid gold. If it were $500 a bag, I'd still be drinking it because it's liquid gold. Changed my life. Guys, we want Beachbody for lifers. When they have the transformation, they are 71% of all coaches were challengers first. They make your best coaches. They totally do because they've had that transformation. They're completely passionate about the whole thing. I will be in Beachbody for the rest of my life. So you guys, CPV works just like PSPV. It's your 2017 personally sponsored customers' personal volume. So it works the exact same way. Say in January, you bring in 2 customers and their CPV totals 250. Divide that by 500, you get 0. Say in February, you bring in 2 more. So between the ones you brought in January, the ones you brought in February, it totals 500 CPV. Divide that by 500, you get 1. It's a rolling total. For every 500, you get 1 elite point. You never ever lose any of that CPV, just like you never lose any of the PSPV. Works exactly the same. All right, it's a rolling total. If it were a perfect world, all you'd have to do is just bring in 2 customers per month and they would stay forever. But it's not a perfect world. So you guys, I say same thing with the coaches. Shoot on aiming for 3 to 5 customers per month also. All right. Your last category. This is your advancement team volume, your ATV. You earn 1 elite point for every 10,000 increase in advancement team volume in ATV. Your advancement team volume is volume 3 levels deep. All right, 3 levels deep. It's volume from your personally sponsored coaches, their personally sponsored coaches, and their personally sponsored coaches. All right, so it's just volume 3 levels deep. So think of this. It's volume from your personally sponsored coaches who are your kids, their personally sponsored coaches who are your grandkids, and their personally sponsored coaches who are your great-grandkids. Just volume 3 levels deep. All right, 3 levels deep. Say, for example, last year Nicole ended at 10,000 ATV, and this year she ends at 50,000 ATV. You guys, you have to match what you did last year before it'll kick in. So you match that 10,000, and then for every 10,000 above that, That's where you get your elite points. All right. So Nicole matched it at 10. She went 40,000 more over. So she increased her ATV by 2017. You find this on your elite report. So next month when you get your elite report, the second Friday of the month, you'll see this, what your ATV was from last year and what it is so far this year. So you take the increase, you divide that by 10,000, you get 4 elite points. You guys, when we get hired on a corporate, it's a big, huge training. It's like a couple months, and it is like so like talk about a fire engine hose. And I remember like having nightmares about ATV, QXY, WZ, oh my heavens, 3 levels deep, kids, grandkids, divided by 10,000. Blah. Totally gave me such anxiety and just like, oh my gosh, I couldn't wrap my head around it. Bonnie Ingalls said it perfectly at NLC. She said, you guys, she was at NLC last year presenting as a top coach in the network. She said, coaches, last year I was in your seats. I was sitting down there as a 2-star watching all these top coaches present. And she said, when I came away from NLC, which if you have not been to NLC, I don't think any of you have, put that on your vision board. That weekend will change your life. It'll change your business. It'll change your coaching. It'll change your leadership skills. New Leadership Conference is unbelievable. But you guys, she said, I was sitting in your seat as a 2-star last year. She says, when I went away, I was like, I learned so much. There were so many gold nuggets. But what were 4 of the things that every single top coach hit on, that every single training was about, that corporate all related it back to? What were the 4 things? And she goes, they were this. And this is what I focused on. And I went from 2-star to 15-star in 1 year. She said, number 1, hitting Success Club for myself was non-negotiable. She says, every single month, I hit it no matter what. If you're trying to grow your business, hitting Success Club has got to be a non-negotiable for you. Number 2, I helped my coaches hit it. Number 3, I brought in new coaches every single month. And number 4, I brought in new customers every single month. She goes, I focus on those 4 things. Number 1, I hit Success Club no matter what every single month. Number 2, I helped my coaches hit it. Number 3, I brought in new coaches. And number 4, I brought new customers. She goes, this just happened. When you focus on those 4 things, this just happens. You don't have to worry about 3 levels deep, kids, grandkids, 10,000 divide. Oh my gosh. Focus on those 4 things. That just happens. You guys, with this right here, this is your Premier Goal Guide that I want you to print out. I want you to print out both of these because this just gives you a good a good guesstimate of where you should be, kind of a good gauge of where you should be to be on track to be Premier Elite. This right here is where I want you to actually start tracking. Jessica Bauer Nielsen did the most amazing national wake-up call on tracking. She said when she started tracking her business, it grew by 300%. She said, what you track, you can impact. What you track goes back. If you're not tracking, print this out. Start tracking today. Start tracking yesterday. You guys, it's just like this. When you have challengers who say, what the crap, Nicole, Randy, I am not losing any weight. These programs suck. They don't work. You're like, okay, so like you're following the program. Yeah, I'm push and play every single day. I'm drinking my shake. I'm following the meal plan. Okay, so you're like push and play every single day. Yeah. I'm drinking my shake every single day. Yeah, every single day I'm drinking it. And you're following the meal plan. Yeah, I'm eating my chicken and my broccoli and my brown rice and my fruits and my healthy fats. Yeah, every single day I'm following the meal plan. And you're tracking with the containers. Well, no, that's just too much work. Like, I can totally eyeball what is in like a red or a green or a yellow or an orange. I can totally eyeball that. So you tell them, start tracking this week. Okay, I will. Fine, I'll use the containers. I'll track it. Nicole, Brandon, these programs work. I've lost like 5 pounds in 1 week. Yeah, because they started tracking using the containers. You guys, I told you at the beginning of the call, the greatest, funnest call in the whole entire world to make is the call where we say you are a 2017 elite or premier coach. Let me tell you, the saddest call in the world to make is the one where they are off by 1 point. I can't tell you how many coaches we had the end of the year with 134 elite points. They were 1 short. Start tracking. I had a coach I worked with last year who we had our call, and she's like, Lacey, she says, I just got the elite report and I'm missing a point. I should have one more elite point. And I was like, for reals, you do? And she's like, yeah, according to my calculations. And she like goes through her reports with a fine tooth comb, like she's on it. And she goes, yeah, I should have one more. And I go, perfect. I'm like, go call into coach relations and get it figured out. Sure enough, she calls back and she says, I was missing a point. She said the system had some kind of glitch and I was missing a point. You guys, I wonder if some of these coaches who had 134 points, if they had really 135. Don't let that be you. I could not believe. I was like, wow. And I've told that story to everybody because there were so many coaches. And like, I was just like, can't they just be elite? They've worked so freaking hard. But they weren't. They didn't have the 135 points, you know? It's like, oh man. So start tracking, you guys. Print it out, both sheets, put them where they can see them, and then keep track. All right? Guys, any questions at all you have? I'm going to stop. Oh, I already stopped sharing. That's why I can see you guys. Guys, any questions at all? The only dumb question is the one you don't ask. And I want you to know the elite and the premier program, like the front and back of your hands. If you focus on those things, you will get that call. And it was so awesome when we call for the, we would call through Zoom and we'd say, you are a 2017 elite or premier coach. And they'd be going, yeah. And then we'd be going like this because we didn't want the Zoom to go back onto us, and we would be way louder because there's so many of us. And so they'd be like, yeah, screaming and yelling. And then they'd be like, oh, and we're like, sorry, we just don't want the Zoom to go back on us. But so much fun. Their kids were there, their husbands were there, their boyfriends or girlfriends, like, because we know how hard you guys work. The whole family knows how hard you work. It is a big, huge deal to be an elite or premier coach. And you guys, you can't get there by your own, on your own. You have to have your team. So it's not elite coaches or premier coaches. It's elite teams. It's premier teams. Every single one of you can get that call. The whole saying, if not you, who? And if not now, when? Seriously, it applies to every single one of you. What the mind can believe, the mind can achieve. And that's why I always say, Beachbody has it figured out. They get you to change what's between the two ears. What's between the two ears, you guys. That's the biggest part. Yes, the physical transformation is awesome. But it's this. It's this that changes. And you guys, I always say, the team that got you to where you're at, it's probably not going to be the team that gets you to that next level unless they're running with you. If they're not bettering themselves, then you guys, you're leaving them in the dark. Like, you're leaving them in the dark. If they're not working on themselves to better themselves and they're not running with you, they're still going to be that same person. But you're going to grow with all that personal development. It's crazy, you guys. I love when Danielle and Tony, when Jeff said, Danielle, how has Beachbody changed your life? And she goes, the easier question is, how has it not changed my life? Because it does. It changes. We're different moms. We're different sisters. We're different friends. We're different wives. We're different mothers. Like, we're different people. She says, I'm a completely different person. Like, completely different. And so, you guys, the coaches, unless they want to run with you, then they're not going to change. They're not going to change with you. So you got to be continually reaching out to find that new tribe. Your vibe attracts your tribe. And one of my coaches said the greatest thing ever. Because I had a coach that said, I've hired this person to help me, like, I'm just so rough around the edges, and I'm like the no BS kind of person. I'm the kind of person who tells you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And she's like, I guess I'm just not attracting people. Like I need some people who are like more soft, and so I guess I need to be that way. And another coach chimed in. She was like, no, you don't. She's like, you be you. She's like, if you try to change to people you think you should attract, you're going to hate your team. She's like, you're going to attract all these people. And she's like, you're going to hate them. And another coach said, yeah. She said, in the beginning, I was saying, oh, this is so easy. It's like, it's such an easy way to make money. And just like, da-da-da. And she goes, I was attracting lazy people. Because that's the vibe she was putting out, that this is easy. You really don't have to work. You just get to do a little bit of fun stuff, and you get to work at the beach. And she goes, I was attracting those people who were lazy, who wanted to like not work, put their feet up and just bring in money. You guys, your vibe attracts your tribe. Be you. Everyone else is taken. I love that saying more than anything. Be you. Everyone else is taken. It's so crazy. So guys, any questions at all? Seriously, I love this vibe. I love this tribe that you have, Nicole. Like, I just love it.
I think Brandy had a question in the chat.
Oh, perfect. Oh, that's right.
Do you
No,
think?
you know what? Start. So you have to be a diamond in order to get the elite report. But start tracking right now by yourself. Like, and you'll get diamond. Seriously, guys, diamond. I always say don't make diamond be like the goal. Like your first huge milestone is literally like 2-star. It really is. Like diamond is amazing and everything, but I'm like, you know what? You can get diamond with like with your family, with your friends. Like, you know, I'm like surpass that. I'm like make it be a goal to like your first milestone is 2-star. Because when you say just hit diamond, then your people they hit diamond, and then they're like, well, I reached my goal. Nope. Wait, seriously, keep going. That's when you'll start getting the elite report. But until then, just start tracking. All right. Okay, guys. Any other questions? I will be here. I'm here to help you grow your team, your volume, your income. I'm here to help you advance because the more you're advancing, the more people you're helping. And it is like we are changing the world. We really are. Seriously, you guys, people are so confused about what they should do because there are so many. Take this pill, eat whatever you want, shake this thing, and lose weight. Shock your ab, you'll get a 6-pack. There's so much crap out there that people are so flipping confused. Like Carl Eichler, he goes, you guys, the other day my dad said, man, son, I'm just so proud of you. You have like a $1.3 billion company. Like, I'm so proud of you. And Carl's like, I'm not proud of me. He says the obesity rate is going up and up and up. It's out of control. And he goes, we should be a $10 billion company by now. And it's so true, you guys. There are so many people who are out there who need our help. They are wandering around aimlessly, trying to do this gimmick, this gadget. We do what works. And I love how he said, we're not selling anything. We're not. Selling is the transfer of feelings. Like, yes, you are selling challenge packs, but it's the transfer of feelings. Like, this is how it changed your life. This is how it helped you. You guys, if you're struggling in your business, take it back to the basics. Pick a program, go on your journey, and share. The 4 vitals, people always say, well, they say, like, I've got this awesome website, and I've got this awesome blog, and this awesome YouTube channel, and I'm doing this training, and my like page this, and my like page that. But, like, I'm just sitting like this, like, my business isn't growing, my team isn't growing, like, my volume isn't growing, my income, nothing. I'm like, well, are you inviting? Well, no, because I got this awesome blog, and this awesome website, and this awesome training, and this awesome like page. I'm like, you guys, master the basics. Successful people just do the basics better. If you're not doing those, all the other awesome stuff does not matter. Get those down, and then you can add as you go. Get those down, master them. Seriously, pick a program, go on your journey, start to finish, share about it. Nicole blew up with her pregnancy. Like, oh my heavens. And it's because I'm like, heck, you inspired me. I don't even have kids yet, but I'm like, I know that it can be done. Like, I was just like, are you kidding me? I'm just like, there is no way. Well, even the day she was going to have the baby, I was like, oh, you look better than me. What the heck? Guys, share. People are out there, they don't know. And unless you're sharing your story, they don't know how to relate to you. Just be you. The good, the bad, and the ugly. No one can relate to perfect. And I think a lot of times a coach said, done is better than perfect. I think a lot of times we're just like, oh, it's got to be perfect before I can do this. It's got to be perfect. Nope. Just start it. It's the start that stops most people. Just start doing. Just start doing. Just start taking action. Jeff Hill said, the execution of a plan, the execution of a strategy B is 1,000,000 times better than a strategy A. So like if you have a plan A, the strategy for plan A that is just, it's perfect. Like literally it's the most amazing plan ever. But if you don't execute on it, the execution of plan B that maybe wasn't as good, like might even be just like half as good, maybe a fourth as good. It's 1,000,000 times better than the execution, than that strategy A if you didn't do anything about it. Just start doing. Just start doing. And you guys, you're going to have so many people that talk. I want to do this. I want to do that. Work with the willing. You guys, this thing right here, this business activity tracker, make sure you're doing one of these. Even you guys. I always tell coaches, I'm like, if coaches want to meet with you, if they want to have time with you, make them send you their business activity tracker first. That way you know that they're doing the activities that are going to move your business forward, because you're going to have so many people that talk. Actions speak louder than words. If they send you this sheet, you know, okay, they're adding to the network. Okay, they're connecting with people. They're inviting people. They're following up with people. They're doing the actions that are going to move their business forward. They totally are. Okay, you guys, seriously, loved seeing you all.